Hi, my name is Jimmy. It's probably hard to tell what we're looking at, but we're looking at salt. What we're looking at. There's many of your old cars hit the graveyard because of salt. There's some that are a little rare. Maybe one day will be race cars. Like, got the right structure. Hate to see an old car die. Well, then there's rust repair. So I'm gonna get into this. I think the biggest problem I'm having is getting in this old car and making some templates out. But that's what we're gonna do here in this video today. This is our old 78 Malibu. Got a little problem with it. Some stuff just turning loose. And it's not typical for one to rust this bad. May not even be typical to save one this bad. But for the learning experience that we're going to have here, we're going to go ahead and do this. I hope y'all enjoy it. This is where it begins. Alright, this reminds me of a show way back in the day called One Arm Man. Trying to get enough light where you can see what I'm doing. First thing you want to do, so just bring it back solid. Just put some metal in it. But you don't go in here and take a piece of metal and just start cutting it in. Those paper's cheap. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna lay the paper in. Kind of give you an idea. I'll have to turn loose of this camera to make it right. Gonna lay that paper in and we're gonna cut a template of the metal that we're about to get. That we're about to place. I don't know if this lighting is gonna work or not. But here goes the One Arm Man. Gonna roll it up against that wheelhouse right there. And we're gonna try to get enough metal to where we can get a lip to go across here and tuck it in. Now, start with, we're going to get plenty of paper, make a rough drawing here. Might even go up with it a little bit to get the paper even close. As we roll the paper back, we know we have to go at least, we're going to stop in a fashion that we could probably handle. I'll get this out in a minute and we'll do a little trimming on our paper. Man, what I'm looking at here though, even if I went there, I would probably follow this line as much as I could. We're talking running into a pretty big piece of metal here. All right, I'm gonna go on and detail this because I may forget that there's gonna be a crease in there. I see people making those pretty drawings of those cars and stuff. Well, I'm probably not going to have them here. It'll be a pretty drawing. I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to run it out. I'm going to take another drawing here. Going to go all the way to the end. Going to go on and bring this absolutely down in here to get it again. Alright, and I'm going to trim that in just a little bit. Alright, to go on with this video, for the sake of argument here, I'm 6 foot, and in the back of that car, I'm not going to go about the rest of it. I also cover my ground here, so kind of small and contained in there. And, like I say, we're just gonna come up with a rough cut here anyway. But first thing you have to do is to figure out, I can't pull that quarter off. I can't pull that inner structure out because in body work, when they lay that car down, they actually lay the floor structure down first. Then they lay down the inner structure, which might consist of 4 or 5 pieces. And then you can put your wheelhouse in. And after you put your wheelhouse in, maybe you'll put your running boards in, and you'll put your quarter in. Now, I've built a lot of cars like that. I probably can come up with some pictures maybe to insert to let you know. Just depends on how detailed we get with this video. And by the time you do that and pay the time it takes to do it, you have invested $20,000 in this repair. Now, there's a lot of people that would like to ride this car. There's a lot of people that would like to enjoy this car. And they don't want to invest $20,000 in 1 quarter repair or 1 inner structure repair. People say, well, I wouldn't do it that way, the way that I'm doing it. Well, we can make this car just as solid, or maybe even solider, by doing some old school customs to it. Now, we're gonna step up. We're gonna take this and we're gonna put it back in the car, and I'm gonna trim it up a little bit finer to get it there. Then we're gonna come up with a piece of metal. I don't know if I've got a piece of metal that big, but if I don't, we'll join them together wherever the crease is the hardest. I may have to come in here to keep from having to make certain bends and put it in 2 pieces. But what we're going to wind up with is a floor pan in this car without spending 20 grand to do it. So, well, I just wouldn't go that way. Well, this car may never make it to Barrett Jackson, but this car will make it to a place of enjoyment. Probably hit a few car shows. Probably when they're going down the road and it's raining, the water's not going to come up through the back seat because it's going to be sealed and tight to where they can, temperature control the car, make it a very enjoyable street rod. And there's a need for that today. And here we are. I'm going on to the next stage. All right, we're getting a little closer with our template. Got it folded back, got a little structure right here. Probably gonna cut it along here. Some of this is probably, from the looks of it, it's kind of unnecessary. I can get in there and get me a pretty good template to lay that in. Be a nice repair. Might do a little more tying in different places, but the thing about this template, I'll cut it in and try it again. But we've also got the same problem on the other side, but the template will reverse. So we're going to go with that, and we'll go on to the next place.